What is up, my Great Day Radio Party peeps? I'm DJ Mikey D, and we are diving deep into the trenches of the modern heart today. We're talking about the age-old question that still makes people sweat more than a high intensity. The check arrives at the end of the first date. Who picks it up? Is it the man? Is it the woman? Are we going Dutch? Listen, the game has changed. A new survey just revealed that the average date night now costs nearly $190. With inflation hitting the wallet, the who pays debate is getting spicy. Let's break down the new rules of 2026. Now, if you ask the traditionalists, the answer is simple. Research shows that about 71% of men still expect to pay for the entire date, rooted in those old-school courtship norms. For many, it's about chivalry, setting a tone of generosity. But hold up. We're in 2026, and the asker pays rule is gaining serious ground. The logic? If you invited them to the party, you provide the cake. It's moving away from gender and toward initiative. However, even with Gen Z, there's a split. About 60% say responsibility should be shared, but 40% still lean toward those traditional roles. It's a tug-of-war between equality and the vibe. Let's talk trends. Have you heard of inflow dating? Because the cost of a date has climbed over 12% in just the last year, people are getting tactical. We're seeing more coffee dates or walk and talks to see if there's a spark before dropping 2 Benjamins on a steak dinner. Then there's hardballing. This is where you're upfront about your financial expectations before the appetizers arrive. It might sound unromantic, but in a world where 84% of men pay on the first date, but most couples shift to splitting by date number 3, being clear saves a lot of awkwardness at the table. So, what's the move? The consensus for 2026 seems to be communicate. If you're the one asking, be prepared to cover it. If you're the one being asked, always reach for your wallet. It's about the gesture. Whether you split it 50-50ths to filter for compatibility or follow the tradition, the goal is a connection, not a transaction. That's our time for today. Before I get out of here, I want to help you level up your life outside of the dating world. If you're looking to boost your business, find a new ride for that next date, or you're on the hunt for a new career to fund those $190 dinners, check out the all-new Great Day Radio Marketplace. We've got a full business, directory, classifieds, a job board, and auto directories all in one spot. Head over to greatdayradiomarketplace.com and get connected. Keep it real, keep it respectful, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace out. Stay tuned as we discuss our next topic right after these messages.
You are listening to the best podcast from the USA to the UK on greatdayradio.com.
What's up, Great Day Radio fam? DJ Mikey D here, and you're tuned into the Artist Spotlight, where we shine a light on the incredible talent shaping our sound. Today, we're diving into the world of freestyle and R&B with an artist who's been bringing the heat for decades and just dropped one of her most ambitious projects yet. I'm talking about the phenomenal Stephanie Bennett. If you're a fan of classic freestyle anthems and soulful R&B grooves, Stephanie's name is legendary. Hailing from Philadelphia, she's been a staple in the dance music scene with iconic tracks like Swing My Way and Too Much Too Late, but she's far from resting on her laurels. In fact, she's just unleashed a massive new album that's turning heads. Her latest release is the bold 33-track electro-pop dance album titled Hold My Margarita, which dropped in April 2026 on all streaming platforms. That's right, 33 songs. This project is being called her most ambitious yet, offering a full spectrum of club-ready anthems and radio-friendly mixes. It's a legacy album that celebrates her roots while pushing the sound forward. So, where can you get your ears on Stephanie Bennett's incredible catalog, including this new monster album? You have options. First, you can stream her music right here through us at greatdayradio.net. We've got her in our rotation, blending those classic freestyle vibes with today's best R&B. For everything Stephanie, from her latest drops to her deep cuts, head directly to her official website at stephaniebennett.com. That's your hub for music, news, and more. From her early hits on Tasmania Records to the fresh, expansive sound of Hold My Margarita, Stephanie Bennett continues to be a dynamic force in music. She proves that true artistry keeps evolving and exciting. That's all for this Spotlight. I'm DJ Mikey D, reminding you to support the artists you love. Listen to Stephanie Bennett on greatdayradio.net or visit stephaniebennett.com. Stay tuned, keep the vibes positive, and make it a great day. Welcome back, Great Day Radio fam. DJ Mikey D here, and you've tuned into our Relationship Chronicles segment. We're about to dive into something I've been seeing all over my feed lately. It's in the single groups, it's all over the dating app forums, and honestly, it's being talked about at every dinner party I hit. The big question today is modern-day dating becoming purely transactional? And the million-dollar follow-up, who's driving this bus, the men or the women? Let's be real. When we talk about transactional dating, we're talking about a mindset where relationships aren't necessarily built on connection, chemistry, or genuine interest, but rather on an exchange of goods and services. I'm talking about access for attention, money for company, status for beauty. It's the what can you do for me right now mentality. Now, look at these apps. We're swiping, we're vetting, we're scanning profiles like we're ordering a meal off a menu. We've gamified connection. When you treat people like commodities, the transaction is inevitable. So let's address the elephant in the room. Who's doing it? Is it the guys? Is it the ladies? Social media loves to point fingers. You hear the guys saying, women are just looking for a provider to pay their bills, fly them out, and buy them luxury bags. And you hear the women saying, men are just looking for a trophy, someone to look good on their arm, or someone to cook, clean, and provide emotional labor without any commitment. Here's my take, and I want you to really hear me on this. It's not a them problem, it's a human problem. When you look at the data, and more importantly, the culture, we are both being transactional. Women are feeling the pressure of the provider narrative because, let's face it, the cost of living is sky high, and there's a massive emphasis on status online. If you see every influencer living a luxury lifestyle, it's easy to start believing that that is the baseline for a relationship. On the flip side, men are being conditioned by the same digital age to view women as trophies. When you can swipe your way to a potential date, you stop seeing a human being with a story, and you start seeing an acquisition. When you start treating people like acquisitions, you're just making a business deal. The truth is, both sides are exhausted. The men are tired of feeling like they're being billed for a conversation. The women are tired of feeling like they have to perform or qualify for a man's time and resources. We've replaced vulnerability with a cost-benefit analysis. We're asking, what is the ROI on this person? But a relationship isn't a stock portfolio. It's a garden. You don't get a harvest if you're just constantly counting what you've put in and what you're getting out. So how do we fix it? How do we stop the transaction? It starts with intentionality. If you're on the apps, be real. Take the profile down for a second and just be a person. Ask questions that aren't about what they have, but who they are. If you're a man, look for a partner, not a prize. If you're a woman, look for a teammate, not just a financier. If you find yourself assessing someone's value before you've even had a cup of coffee, stop, pause, ask yourself, am I looking for a connection or am I looking for a deal? We are more than our net worth. We are more than our looks. We are more than what we can provide in a snapshot on a profile. Real intimacy, the kind that lasts, the kind that survives the challenging times, cannot be bought. It has to be built. It's time we close the transaction and open the door to real human experience again. I want to hear from you. Head over to greatdayradio.net, hit the comment button, and let me know, do you think we can actually escape this transactional cycle, or is this just the new normal for dating in 2026 and beyond? I'm DJ Mikey D, and this has been your Relationship Chronicle for the week. Keep it real, keep it authentic, and most importantly, keep your heart open. Peace and love. If you are listening to this podcast on our online radio station, stay locked in as we have more continuous music jams coming up next. Likewise, if you are listening from iHeartRadio Podcast and any other podcast stream, visit greatdayradio.net. There you can leave a comment on any of our programs or leave a dedication and or request. Thank you for your love and support. Peace out.
We are in the mix with a continuous party mix on greatdayradio.com.